Good Thursday morning, everyone. First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi here. I almost forgot my own title because I was thinking about 6 other things that I'm going to talk to you about. We are back after some audio issues. They have been fixed, so now we can talk about everything that's going on when it comes to the forecast. We've got plenty to cover. We have some tropics. We have record-breaking heat to talk about, and also some rain that could be on the way for the weekend. And of course, we have a lot going on this weekend between the Alzheimer's Walk at Truist Park this weekend. Also, we have, of course, the big Georgia-Tennessee game. Can't forget about that one. So we're going to have all the details on your forecast coming up here in just the next couple of minutes. As always, let me know where you're watching in the comments. Say hello. Tell me how your day is going. And if you have any weather questions, be sure to type them there as well, because I will be sure to answer them. All right, so let's take you outside. Really a beautiful morning. We have lots of sunshine, just a stunning day, and temperatures are matching the beauty of the day. It really is just super comfortable out there. 65 in Atlanta, 64 in Marietta, 62 in Lawrenceville, and 63 in Athens. As we go through the day today, we will have nothing but sunshine. It's going to be really a great afternoon. Temperatures today generally in the mid 70s. Some of us might even make it into the upper 70s, which is well above average. We're supposed to be in the upper 60s this time of year. And then as we head through the overnight, we'll have mostly clear skies. Temperatures will cool pretty nicely as well. And overall, we will end up in the low 50s. And some of us may be up in the higher elevations, like up in Rabun County, could end up in the upper 40s tomorrow morning. So chilly, definitely jacket worthy, but not winter coat worthy. I've had a lot of people asking me, good morning. Oh, hi, Darlene. Good morning. Good morning. Watching from Athens. William, it's going to be a busy, busy spot on Saturday. Hope you're prepared for it. Good morning, Michael. Charles from Hawkinsville, hey. All right, good morning. David from Fayetteville, good morning. All right, so again, a cool morning. You don't need the coat. As I was saying before I started saying good morning to everybody, a lot of people have been saying, when is it going to get cold again? When is it going to get cold again? Considering we were only in the 20s like 2 weeks ago, I guess it is now. Unfortunately, I don't see that in the foreseeable future, but maybe sometime in mid-November, around like the 15th or 16th, it's looking as far out as we can go. We might get a little taste of cold air with mornings in the 30s and highs in the 50s and 60s again, but that does seem to be pretty far out for us. So let's talk about what's going on today out to our west in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, parts of Mississippi and Arkansas. It's going to be a really busy afternoon and evening there. They do have quite an enhanced severe threat. In fact, that's what that orange color is there. That's a level 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. So they are in what we call an enhanced risk for severe weather. That is really going to just tell the story that there's going to be a pretty significant severe weather situation out to our west. It's not necessarily going to mean that there's going to be long track tornadoes, but tornadoes definitely a threat in parts of Dallas, Houston, parts of Mississippi as well. And it's all thanks to a cold front that is going to push through the area. Thankfully, that front, while it will bring us the chance for rain, is not going to bring us any kind of severe weather. That is going to stay out to our west. Hunter will be busy. Yes, for those of you who don't know, he's one of my former coworkers who works out in Austin. And yes, going to be very busy. So there's that line of storms. As the day heats up, that front is going to take advantage of all the moisture that's getting pumped in from the Gulf. It's all going to just get lifted along that cold front and form supercells that are going to produce really damaging wind gusts, heavy rain, also the potential for some tornadoes as well, and maybe not just some brief spin-ups. You could potentially have some stronger tornadoes within there, but it's not a tornado outbreak situation. That's usually when you start to get that level 4 and 5 threat. Those are reserved for those tornado outbreak situations, but that doesn't mean that the tornadoes aren't possible out there. So if you have friends in parts of Texas, again, even Mississippi, parts of Arkansas, just make sure they're staying weather aware as, again, this front is going to cause really a mess. Take a look at that line of storms. You can kind of see some of those little cellular looking circles along that front there, and those are the ones that usually start to spin like a top. So really going to be a pretty interesting situation to watch as we go through Friday night into Saturday morning across Texas. So here at home, as that front is bringing rain and storms to parts of Texas, we are going to start to have an increase in cloud cover because our wind will start to come out of the southeast. That's going to put us under the influence of the Atlantic Ocean. Of course, the Atlantic Ocean, a nice rich moisture source, so that's going to pull in more moisture to our atmosphere. That'll help build cloud cover, and that'll do a couple of things for us. We're going to wake up Saturday morning rather than in the 50s like we will tomorrow morning. We'll wake up in the 60s, so it'll be a little more mild. If you're heading out early Saturday morning, we have the Alzheimer's walk on, the walk to end Alzheimer's on Saturday morning. And if you're just simply running any errands, maybe waking up early before you head up to Athens on Saturday afternoon, it's going to be pretty mild with temperatures in the low 60s, so chilly. Notice though a few showers that are going to kind of move in from off the coast as we head into Saturday morning. Generally, those are going to stay out to our east. We'll have what essentially kind of like a sea breeze boundary, a sea breeze front set up out to our east, and that'll confine the rain and serve as kind of a focal point for it. Notice out to our west, a few showers happening out in Alabama. That's all out ahead of that cold front that's going to bring the severe weather to parts of Texas and even some parts of the southeast around Dixie or Tornado Alley, Dixie Alley. Let's see, what's the deal for Saturday afternoon in Athens? We're going to talk about it, don't worry. Good morning, good morning. All right, so again, we'll have the chance for showers to move in, mainly if you are in East Georgia. We could maybe have a few showers in Athens late Saturday, but for the most part, it looks dry. It's going to be warm though. Temperatures are generally going to be in the upper 70s across North Georgia on Saturday, including in Athens. Carl said he will wear a UGA jersey when the Vols get beat. I would like to see it because that's going to be a really interesting game. I would like to say I'm super confident in the Dogs, but I don't know. I just don't know. All right, so here's a look at, again, one of the events going on Saturday. We have the Walk to End Alzheimer's at Truist Park. It's going to be great. We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies around 8 a.m. Temperatures again in the low 60s. Clouds will continue to increase through the day. We will end up with partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon, but temperatures generally are going to hang out in the low to mid 60s through most of the walk. And then by 11 a.m. when things wrap up around lunchtime, we'll be near 70. So really, really great day. It'll also be slightly breezy. We'll have that southeast wind anywhere between 5 to 10, and gusts will start to pick up in the afternoon. So we could have wind gusts upwards of 15 miles per hour or so as that front gets closer. That'll naturally pick up the wind. And so it will be a little bit on the breezy side. So if you are tailgating this weekend, just keep in mind if you have any of those tents up, if you have any loose plastic cups hanging out on any of the tables, that you just need to be mindful of them because we could have wind gusts again, maybe 15 to 20 on Saturday. So here's a look at that forecast. Tennessee, Georgia at Sanford Stadium at 3:30. By noon, if you're heading early for tailgate hour, it'll be generally near 70. Again, pretty cloudy skies, breezy. By 4 o'clock, that's just after kickoff, we'll be in the upper 70s. So it is going to be warm, generally dry. Now, if you have a stray, quick passing sprinkle rollover, I guess that's not completely ruled out, but definitely not going to ruin any plans. And then by 8 o'clock at night, that's when I think we're going to start to see the best chance of rain, especially in East Georgia. So Athens, very possible to have a shower, but again, not going to cause much of any issue. It's not going to be necessarily heavy rain, and it wouldn't linger for a long time. So it looks pretty good for the game. And 77, yeah, that's pretty great. Because as far as I'm concerned, this time of year, usually the games are pretty cold. So this is definitely not a normal start to November when it comes to the temperatures. So overall, I think it'll be a great day up in Athens. And then it just depends who wins, if it'll end a great day or not, whether you're a Georgia fan or a Tennessee fan. Okay, so we have more to talk about, of course. We are going to talk about the high temperatures even beyond the Saturday in Athens. Saturday across North Georgia will all be in the upper 70s, including in Athens. Upper 70s again on Sunday. Look at Monday. We're going to head into the low 80s. Hello, November, ringing in nice and warm, toasty. And then we'll go into the low 70s next Wednesday. That's when our next front could start to approach and ultimately offer us a rain chance, and just a small rain chance, and could help cool us down slightly, at least closer to average, and get us out of the upper 70s and low 80s. Now, those numbers are actually going to flirt with record heat and potentially break record heat. So Saturday, we're at 78. That isn't forecast to break a record. Of course, the normal high, 68 degrees. So we're going to be upwards of 10 to 12 degrees higher than that, 13 degrees higher than that. The record's 82 for Saturday, so we'll get close to it. And then it does look like Sunday and Monday, we're on track to break a record right now. So we'll keep you posted if we actually end up breaking that record. But breaking records in November, yeah, that's pretty wild, guys. We should, again, be in the upper 60s this time of year. And in fact, we've only had 3 record highs set in Atlanta this year. The last one was set back in the summertime. So we've actually had a pretty mild year. We haven't had any kind of crazy heat. If you can remember back in, I guess it was 2017, 2018, we hit like 100 degrees in May, and we're breaking records like crazy. It was just a brutal summer here in Georgia and across the southeast. But this year has actually been pretty mild. I know the summers are hot that's a given, but we really haven't had much record-breaking heat this year, which is great news. And then another statistic for you, the last time Atlanta hit 80 degrees this late in the year was in 2005. That's a long time ago, guys. It's over 10 years ago. So it really is abnormal to see this kind of heat in November. Again, because the last time we hit 80 this late in the year, being the start of November, was in 2005. Record heat, and I'm enjoying my 4th Christmas tree up. Yes, you know, some of y'all be putting up Christmas trees and it's 80 degrees outside. I can't get behind it. I can't get behind it. Good morning, Steph. All right, so we did get a new drought monitor today, by the way. Not much has changed, but still definitely not seeing improvement. Of course, we haven't had much of any rain. We did get some early yesterday morning. We had a few sprinkles, and then over the weekend we had some rain as well on Sunday, that dreary day we had, but it didn't really put a dent in our drought. Still a lot of us in a severe drought here in North Georgia, especially along 75 and points east. But for the most part, we're just dry. We really could use the rain, and we could have some rain on the way, especially as we head into next week. We're going to talk about that in a second. But I wanted to show you this because this just might be encouraging. So September and October, the last couple of months, are typically some drier months of the year on average anyway. Not that we even made it to average. We definitely fell below the mark when it came to rainfall for September and October. But this time of year, typically, climatologically, we start to see an uptick in how much rain we experience, simply because of cold fronts moving through, sometimes tropical systems, but that's more of the obviously September-October timeframe, which we didn't get any help from that this year. But this time of year, you just have more of those fronts move through that are going to offer you some more rain. So hopefully, if we can stay on track with rainfall and actually have those higher numbers, then maybe we can at least improve our drought a little bit. 2005, I was out of high school by then. That's not a long time ago. It is when you think of how long it's been since we've had an 80-degree day. Like, it's not like it was just 5 years ago. Like, more than 10 years ago, it just seems like a long time. 10 years ago, that's like a whole high school reunion and then some. Golfing weather, yeah. Gonna be good stuff. All right, so let's talk about the tropics, because this could eventually bring us that rain that we need, at least help bring us a rain chance. So we've been watching this. First Alert Meteorologist Rodney Harris has been watching this for a while now, and we've all been kind of keeping an eye on it, saying, do you see that too? That low forming off the coast of Florida? We should probably keep an eye on that. Well, we have, and now here we are. The National Hurricane Center giving this area of disturbed weather ultimately a 30% chance of development by Tuesday. So we're going to be watching that. If you have any vacations to Florida sometime next week, then this is something you definitely want to pay attention to. Thankfully, my vacation to Florida is going to dodge this, so I planned that just on time. Would like to see some rain for sure. I think a lot of us would. So let's talk about it. That low is going to start to develop off the coast of Florida as we head into next week. So this time frame I just showed you is Monday through Wednesday. This latest model is hinting that that low will actually kind of move out into the Gulf. But notice all those wraparound showers could bring us some Gulf moisture. So the way that these areas of low pressure, tropical or not, rotate is counterclockwise. So what that would do is pull in a lot of that moisture. It would wrap it around into Georgia. So we could potentially have some rain by next week thanks to this tropical like low, I guess you could say. It definitely could become tropical in nature, hence the National Hurricane Center putting that 30% chance of development on it in the next 5 days. But this could bring us some much needed rain as it helps kind of usher in some tropical moisture. So that would be very welcomed for us. We definitely, again, we could use it. So our cold fronts lately have just kind of been starved of moisture. We've just had a really interesting setup the past couple of weeks. It was, what was it, yesterday? Start of the week, we had this dry air in the mid levels of the atmosphere, and that kind of evaporated the rain before it even touched the ground. So that didn't help, that's for sure. But overall, again, potentially could have some much welcomed rain thanks to that low that could develop off the coast of Florida in some way, shape, or form. If not, then if development or not, it could bring us some rain, and we would love that. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We are going to be warm today, mid-70s. Some spots might make it into the upper 70s. Lots of sunshine, just gorgeous. As we head into the overnight, cool, so have the jackets tomorrow morning, low 50s. Mid-70s for Friday. Now do expect an increase in cloud cover starting Friday evening into Saturday morning. So it will be a pretty cloudy Saturday. It'll be breezy. We could have a few showers, especially in East Georgia. Maybe a stray shower for the game in Athens at night. So for most of the game, the majority of your fun on Saturday if you are heading to Athens. It's going to be fine, untouched by the weather, and it's just, again, going to be warm. It's going to be pretty cloudy. It'll be breezy. And then as we head into Sunday, same deal, upper 70s. That would break a record. Same on Monday, so potentially some record-breaking heat on Sunday, and then as we Sunday and Monday, excuse me, and then as we head into Tuesday, we'll be in the upper 70s. Wednesday, that rain could roll in. That could help make us cooler in the low 70s and bring us at least closer to average for where we should be this time of year. So we'll be keeping an eye on that potential development of that low and what that could mean for our forecast as we head into Wednesday. Your hometown is still nice. Oh, Port Charlotte, yeah. Florida, the west coast of Florida definitely doesn't need any kind of rain, anything, any kind of tropical anything, I should say. So yeah, definitely going to be keeping a close eye on that. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Alrighty, so there's your 7-day forecast. Enjoy it. The weekend, again, not looking bad. Pretty dry for the most part. Not going to, again, put a dent in your plans, but it is going to be very warm, which is strange for this time of year. Again, we haven't had heat like this in quite some time, so at least this late in the year. And even when it comes to tropical systems, usually we see a decline in tropical activity this time of year, and that doesn't really seem to be the case. But hurricane season doesn't technically end until November 30th, so we'll be keeping a close eye on the tropics until that wraps up. And don't get me wrong, November 30th isn't a cutoff for hurricane development. Doesn't mean like all of a sudden the atmosphere is like, oh, it's November 30th. Time to pack it up for the year. We have had a handful, I believe it's 5 storms form in December, which is right after the end of hurricane season. So it's not out of the question. We'll be watching it as long as we need to. But in the meantime, enjoy the beautiful day today. Lots of sunshine. Can you imagine how hot the kitchen is going to be with Thanksgiving with the heat? I don't even want to think about it. We do have that potential for cooler air in the middle of November. Maybe that'll just kind of like settle in and stay for Thanksgiving. Or maybe we'll just get a nice cold front right in time. You know, it's not out of the question. Not out of the question. We're just starting November warm. Doesn't mean we have to end it warm. Although I will say, Climate Prediction Center is saying that the month as a whole of November is coming in slightly above average. So there's that. I don't want to think about that because I usually like to open my windows when I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner and let that like cool the house a little bit. So we're gonna hope that. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoy this beautiful Thursday. Enjoy the weather, get out and just soak it in before the heat returns big time, being again near 80 as we head through the weekend, and make it a great and safe Thursday. I'll catch you guys here next time.